Hello, this is Kadravian Lockridge, and I am with my client Tony for my second health coaching assignment. Hello, Tony. It's great to see you again. Welcome back. I really appreciate you taking time to continue this journey. In our last conversation, we talked about your desire to feel more energized, confident, and healthy throughout, you know, working out and making, better food choices, better diet choices on what to eat. Um, you shared some really thoughtful insights about wanting to build a consistent routine and stay motivated and not fall out of that routine. Um, I'm excited to pick up where we left off. Today, we'll explore how things have been going since our last conversation or our last session, and we'll talk more about what's important to you and work together on some next steps that feel realistic or meaningful to you. So, first, I will start out by saying or asking you, how are you feeling today?
Um, I'm feeling good. I did a week with like exercising, so felt pretty good about that, and eating kind of healthier. So that's been good. Um, I did have a cheat day. I'm not gonna lie. I did eat me some Wingstop the other day, but other than that, I did pretty good. I would say.
That's great to hear. Congrats on completing the full week of exercising and eating healthier. It sounds like you're feeling more proud and more confident, which is a huge win. Um, you even mentioned having a cheat day, but it sounds like even though you're still having that day or you eat, whatever you want to eat or what you're craving, um, you're still, keeping a healthy balance in between healthy foods and unhealthy foods. Um, and not letting it throw you completely off of the course that we talked about last week, which is really important for long-term success. Um, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated do you feel right now to keep going with this routine?
Mm, Probably like a 7 or 8.
Okay, okay. Are there any factors that, you know, hinder it from being at a 9, 10, or are there any positives that are keeping it from being a 3, 4?
I'll just say days that I'm not feeling so well. It's hard to like go exercise or go get or eat healthier because I'd be just wanting something like quick, like when I'm like either not feeling good or on my period or something. And also just like coming up, I have dance and we're having our spring show this week, so we're gonna be busy almost all week. So it's gonna be hard to kind of squeeze in time to go work out or like eat healthy.
Okay, so it sounds like it kind of goes up and down based off how you're feeling internally and externally. And also other factors you have going outside of, just going to class with extracurricular activities and, just trying to find that more faster way to get food rather than, taking the time to cook or, because of, your time is limited or you're too tired or, um, so as we mentioned, you talked about eating healthier. What kind of meals or snacks have worked best so far since our last meeting? And is there anything that you'd like to add or improve in the next week?
Mm, um, I don't really eat snacks a lot. I'm not really a big snack person. Um, for meals, I'm trying to think. I had like tilapia last week. with some rice and spinach. So I had that, and I also had some tacos, like some shrimp tacos as well. Um, and yeah, and then I've been drinking sodas with like low calorie sodas.
Thank you for sharing that with me. It sounds like you've been really intentional with your meals lately. The tilapia with rice and spinach sounds like a great balanced choice. Um, Shrimp tacos too. I also hear you're being mindful with your drinks, switching to low calorie sodas, which shows you're making thoughtful decisions without feeling too restricted. So you're still able to drink a soda, but you're taking the time to say, okay, just getting rid of one thing or one thing at a time, it can be hard. So the fact that you're taking the steps to maybe just lower the bar a little bit from going to sodas to low calorie, and then eventually to, more healthier drinks, that shows progress. Um, it sounds like you've taken some solid steps already, like cooking tilapia, eating more balanced meals. If we if we zoom out, or if we take a step back and just look at, the overall, you know, summary of our conversation. What part of your health do you most want to keep improving right now? Is it exercise routine? Is it your meals? Or is it something else?
Um, I would say probably exercise routine.
Exercise routine?
Hmm.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so just like you said, it sounds like your exercise routine is really standing out to you as something you want to build up more consistently. That's super helpful to know. Um, and when you've been able to keep up with the working out and exercise, um, even just for a few days, 2, 3 days, how did that affect your mood and your confidence and energy throughout the day or throughout the week?
Um, it made me feel more productive since I did like something besides just like lay down or like not do anything for that day. That made me feel productive and I guess made me feel like I guess busy in a sense, like that I was doing something rather than just being bored.
Sitting, yeah. Okay, okay. Good answer, good answer, good answer. W Tony, W Tony, W Tony. Um, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It sounds like exercising gives you more than just physical benefits. It helps you feel productive and gives you structure to your day, which makes you feel better internally, you know, which is important when going through these behavioral changes and wanting to make a change with your behavior, want to eat healthier and do better for your life and for your future. Um, Especially when you feel bored or unmotivated, you know. Um, so it sounds like when you don't exercise, you're more likely to just stay still or feel kind of unproductive. But when you do work out, you feel like you're actually doing some with your time. Your time's not wasted. You don't get down on yourself or bad, or less likely to get upset or sad. Which studies show that exercise does elevate your mood. Um, I'm in a psychology of exercise class, and I've learned that physical activity helps with depression. It helps with times of loneliness or, whatever type of, feeling of sadness you're feeling in that point in time, that physical exercise. So if that feeling of being productive and not bored continues, how do you think it could affect other areas of your life besides your mood? So like how would that affect you know, um your relationship with friends or, you know, your dance team or,
Um, I think if it'll kind of make me more, give me more energy to be more like social, and also more like, I guess, wanting to hang out, because I have a really low social battery at times, and sometimes I just feel very like, I guess, numb. So I think exercising more often will kind of increase my energy more, or energy intake more, to make me so that I can last longer when I'm hanging around like big groups of people, or even just one on one with someone.
Okay, okay. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Um, yeah, that was really insightful. Um, you're noticing that working out doesn't just help you physically, which that's important because that was something that I was going to tell you. Or like okay, kind of focus on more of the internal aspect of working out more than just the physical because that's not what all just working out is. Um, um, it also supports, your energy and your emotional capacity to be around others. Um, especially when you have especially when your social battery feels low. Um, exercising can be that boost that you need to be more present and enjoy the moments. Um, the numb feeling you mentioned, h- how how does that shift? Like how does that shift? Even just a little bit on days where you've moved your body or done something active. Like other times where you would still feel that sense of numbness.
Yeah, it kind of depends on like outside factors also, but yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like a consistent exercise routine might not only help you feel energized, but actually help you feel more connected and emotionally balanced. If those are benefits, what do you think would help you keep going with that routine, even on harder days? So for me, I would say when I've had when I've felt unmotivated to go to the gym because I just started working out myself regularly on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so at times when I feel unmotivated, a thing that helps me is my friends asking me or, to go, or me reaching out to my friends or a buddy to say, hey, hey, can you come work out with me? I kind of not feeling it today, you know. So what is something that on days where you aren't feeling motivated, what helps you like, you know, say like, okay, let me go work out for 30 minutes, 20 minutes.
Mhm. I guess just looking on TikTok and seeing other people who are skinnier than me, and I'm like, damn, I need to get off my grind. So then, yeah,
Say you might cry.
I said I need to get on my grind.
Oh, okay, okay, good, good, good. 'Cause I was finna go on a whole nother. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, you gotta get on that grind. Get on that grind. That stairmaster, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. So I don't know where we're at with time, but you've you shared a lot of meaningful insight today. From your exercise, how it helps you move your energy, to how it supports your ability to be more social and present. So it sounds like the foundation you have at the moment is very strong, and based off what we talked about last week to this week, I can tell that you're actually motivated, and you're not just talking, and that you actually want to do something. This is something you actually want to do. Um, so thinking about where you are right now, what's one small step you feel ready to take this week to keep that momentum going? It could be anything from setting a workout schedule, trying a new kind of movement, or even just choosing 1 or 2 days to stay active.
Well, since I have a pretty busy week, probably just making sure I stay consistent with eating balanced meals.
Okay, so balanced meals. And okay, and yeah, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Um, I want to talk a little bit more about like the the structure of support that's you. So like what kind of structural support, what kind of support or structure would help you stay on track with that? So what kind of like will it keep you on track with eating healthier? Like reminders, workout partner, a reward, intrinsic, extrinsic type of regulation. Um, what would help you keep it up and keep going in the right direction?
Well, I made a workout journal, and in there I have like rewards to give myself every time I lose a certain amount of weight. So, like, get my nails done or like get a tattoo or whatever the case may be.
You just say get a tattoo.
Hmm.
And journaling is a good way to speak your mind, even when you don't have someone to talk to. Um, that's something that I might be looking to get into also is journaling, just because people have their own lives, and they're not able to talk. And I understand that people have other things going on in their lives too. Um, if you had to rate how confident you feel in your ability to stick with this plan on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you say you're at? And if it's not a 10, what would help you move to point point B, point C?
Mm, I would say probably just like an 8, only because like I don't, because there's always gonna be days where like I'm not gonna feel like doing it. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like I'm always gonna like 100% like work out and like 100% eat the best, because everyone's gonna make mistakes. So that's
Sure,
probably
for
the
sure.
reason why I wouldn't say a 10. And it's just more realistic to say an 8.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say a 10, because I'm a strong believer in like there's always room for improvement. Like no matter, there's always room. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. And honestly, I respect and appreciate how realistic you are, and you're self-compassionate. Um, about how self-compassionate you're being. Um, because you're right. No one sticks to a routine 100% of the time. Like there's gonna be times where your body literally just can't go. You know what I'm saying? And it takes time to get used to that and get used to the soreness, and the aching and all that other stuff. Um, So giving yourself that grace actually makes the change more sustainable because you understand that, okay, I know there's going to be hard times, but as long as I keep going, the hard times will get easier, and then it'll become a routine and it'll become a normal thing. Um, okay. Since you're at an 8, which is a strong place to be, even though it's not 100%, it's still a strong place to be. Um, what do you think might help you stay grounded on those days where your motivation dips a little bit? Whether it's a mindset shift, a backup plan, or just giving yourself permission to rest, what would support you? So like just to remind you about like just to kind of break down what I'm asking is so like last week on our last coaching session we talked about how okay if you were to not go to a work if you were to not go to the gym you would maybe look up a home workout session or you know um something small like that. And so like have you have you incorporated any of those type of methods into your like planning?
Um, I probably just use my little stepper I have, and then do like home workouts, or I probably go like on a walk around my complex to get my steps in.
Okay, okay. Yeah, those are all good things. Walking around is very good too. Um, so would it help to think ahead and maybe set a flexible goal, like aiming for 3 workouts a week? Letting yourself rest without guilt if you miss a day, you know, or are you already do you already have like a routine or a planning routine?
Um, my routine is to work out throughout the week, like Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends is my rest day.
Okay. Okay, so Monday through Friday. Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, that's real solid. Working out Monday through Friday, using the weekends to rest and recharge. I really like how you're giving yourself structure. So you have that structure already. Um, why is this already got time, bro? That's so gay. Um, and with working out Monday through Friday, how confident do you feel about keeping that routine next week? Like, is there any particular day during the week where it might be the hardest to stay consistent with?
Probably Tuesday and Wednesday, only because I have my dance like recite not recital my dance rehearsal day on Tuesday. We're there from 5 till I don't even know when, and then the next day is our show day, and we're there till like 4 till like maybe like 10. So probably those 2 days since it's gonna be a long day for me.
Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see. What can I say? What can I say? Um, so with those days that you are having a rough time, would you like to schedule like a check-in or set a reminder for yourself during those days or during the week just to help you stay on track and maybe, give you um that extra motivation or encouragement from somebody else to keep that momentum going? Because it sounds like you're doing a really good job with like coming up with the plan and and sticking to that plan. So if that would be something that you would like to do, uh, I can do that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, well, thank you for showing up again and being so open in the session. You've made really thoughtful progress, not just physically, but also mentally as well. We talked about how exercise is helping you feel more productive, giving you energy to be social, and supporting your emotional balance. Um, you also came up with a realistic and solid plan to work out Monday through Friday and use the weekends for rest, which shows a lot of commitment and self awareness with trying to create this behavior change. You mentioned feeling about an 8 out of 10, I think is what you said, in confidence, which is great. Um, I really admire how honest and realistic you were about the ups and downs instead of staying consistent, because that shows that, you being realistic and understanding that it's going to be days where it's tough. Um, that type of mindset will work out for you in the long run. Um, Even though in the moment it may seem like, dang, this sucks, like I'm feeling like this, but in the long run, you're going to be like, okay, well, I was feeling like this that day and I still got through it. So I can do it again. Um, as you continue building this routine, just remember the progress doesn't have to be perfect. Even on days when motivation dips, goes down, what matters most is staying connected to why you started. So always think about why you started this journey, even when it gets hard, and think about, okay, why did I do this? Why did I start this? What am I doing this for? You know, and having that constant reminder of that will keep you motivated. Um, yeah, so just keep, you know, having positive energy around it. And hopefully it brings clarity to you. Um, I'm really looking forward to checking in again and learning how things are going. Um, my final question would be is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up, or anything you want to make sure we focus on next time?
Um, no, just see how it goes for next week or for this week.
The Okay, well, you've already made great progress, and I'm excited to hear how next week goes, no matter what it looks like. Thanks again for taking the time to talk to me today. You're building something sustainable, and I hope you're proud of that. I'll check in with you soon.
Okay.